So let's get into it. The SoulFULL Circle. Welcome home, y'all. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my podcast. This is the SoulFULL Circle Podcast, where we talk about all things wellness and healing. We talk about community. We talk about creativity, culture, anything that feels good, really. Anything that helps people heal. And the intention is also to heal myself in the process. So I'm your host, Flexi Lexi. I'm so super excited to finally be getting this podcast off the ground. This is something that I have wanted to do for a very long time, and I've gone through a lot of shifts and changes since the last time I hosted a podcast, which was way back in 2019 up until like the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. So a lot has changed since then. So I have a lot to talk about. I have a lot to share with the world, and I'm just very excited to finally be doing it on this platform, which is Wealthy Network. So I am honestly just gonna let the heart speak. I'm a little bit nervous because it's just been so long since I've put myself out there in this way, but I feel like God has put a lot on my heart and my mind and my soul, and it's time to share it. It's just time. No more games. So I got my tea here. The tea that I'm drinking is from Itutu Apothecary, which is based out of, I believe, Oakland, California. Itutu is an African, a Yoruba proverb that means just the state of being cool, calm, and collected. So I am channeling that into the podcast today as I sip my tea, and I have a little bit of an outline, but I'm really just gonna wing it and just kind of talk and just be free, and this is gonna be my platform to be able to do that. So bear with me, y'all. So let's get into it. The SoulFULL Circle. Welcome home, y'all. So I want to talk a little bit. I want to just give an introduction to the podcast itself and kind of what led me here to be talking to you guys. So I'm Flexi Lexi. My given name is Alexis, but most people these days just kind of call me Lex or Lexi, whatever feels good. I am many things. I am a daughter, I am a sister, a friend, a niece. I am a mentee as well as a mentor. I am a visual and sonic storyteller. What that means is, on the visual side of things, I own a media company called Wealthy Media, and through Wealthy Media, I provide photography, documentary film, and social media marketing services. That's what I've kind of been the bread and butter that I've been doing for almost 10 years now. I also operate Wealthy Network, which is where I do sonic storytelling. All that means is that I use sound to tell stories. So I DJ, I use music as a way to share my personality with others. And I also am now launching this podcast, which I'm super excited about. Yay! So I hope you guys enjoy it. But let's see what else. I recently graduated from Wayne State University in Detroit, Michigan. I'm a native Detroiter, and I have a degree in media arts and studies. And media arts is a really broad degree. It covers a lot of different things, from film to podcasting to like graphic design to marketing, all things that I have done previously in my brand. So it was cool. I felt like it was the perfect major for me because it's hard for me to just pick one thing to do. So that degree kind of helped me, I guess, tie it all up with a pretty bow on it. But Since I've graduated, it took me almost 10 years to finish school, and I'm not really ashamed to say that anymore because I've learned so much and done so much in that time. Some people don't graduate at all. College is not for everyone, and there was a period where I really didn't think I was going to graduate, but I did. God has been really good to me, and now I'm just trying to use my gifts and the things that I've learned in school and independently to give back to others and heal. So I'm very excited to be able to do this. In the past, so I briefly mentioned I've had a podcast before, and it was a lot different than this one. My first podcast, it was hosted on an internet radio station, a local internet radio station here in Detroit. It was an amazing experience. I had 2 co-hosts in addition to myself hosting the podcast, and we had a lot of fun. I guess I'll talk a little bit about my journey because that's just one part of it. But my previous podcast was an extension of my first brand. My first brand was called Taco Picasso. Taco Picasso is a brand that I started when I was 18 years old in my room, just out of pure boredom. Taco Picasso started out, well, when I had the original idea for it, it was just going to be a personal platform for myself. So in 2016, I got my first digital camera. And well, my first big boy digital camera. I had a little one when I was like 12, but I got my first like Canon Rebel T6, and that's my little baby. That's what I still shoot with to this day. Probably time to upgrade, but I just love my little Canon so much. But anyway, I got my first camera in 2016 because I had an interest in doing photography, and I also was a poet during that time. I was always writing poems. I was always journaling. It was just another way for me to express myself. So because I was writing so many poems and my journals were getting filled, and I have this camera now and I was just walking around taking all of these pictures, I needed a platform to put all this stuff on. Sorry, y'all, I'm taking a little break to sip my tea in between when I'm talking. Don't mind me. Channeling my tutu here. But I decided I needed a website to put all of my creative endeavors on. And I got the nickname Taco Picasso in high school. So, and I also used to paint. I forgot to mention that. I was an acrylic painter in addition to writing poetry and now doing photography. And yeah, I just wanted to post everything. So I'm like, let me be Taco Picasso online. So I started a website, and it only was a personal project for, I'd say, about like a month, maybe a month and a half. I had a lot of creative friends that I had met from my freshman year of college, which was at Eastern Michigan University. And I had just transferred back home from Eastern. I was in community college at the time, and I had a part-time job at American Apparel. And American Apparel was a very, very creative environment. So many colorful clothes. My fashion taste was expanding so rapidly. And everyone who worked with me were artists. So I was surrounded by artists everywhere. And I was just so inspired all the time. And I decided that I wanted to share my Taco Picasso platform with other artists and not just make it about me. So my website, I had this vision to expand it by doing editorial interviews on different artists that were around me, whose work inspired me. And I also love music. So I wanted to talk about like music, current events, and things like that. So my best friend, still my best friend to this day, shout out to Vidal. Vidal's been one of my best friends since high school. And Vidal is also very, very creative. He knows a lot about music. He was always telling me about all the music, current events, even to this day. I'm like, I don't even know how you be keeping up with all this stuff. But I asked Vidal if he wanted to join the platform and contribute some of his music expertise, if he was interested in like writing some music current event articles for the blog, and he agreed to do it. Now he stuck with me, but that was our team at first. It was just us two, and I was doing the editorial write-ups. I think I started with 2 people that were my coworkers, and then this other girl who I just knew from like social media, whose work I loved. Those were my first 3 interviews, and that went on for the next 2 years. We ended up adding more people to the team. Sierra, who is amazing, she's also a DJ now, killing it all around the city. She was with us for years, almost until the end of Taco Picasso. Sierra began contributing. She handled the music, Vidal did the music current events. Sierra did the artist write-ups. And another one of my coworkers from American Apparel, Dante, he's doing his thing now. He lives in Chicago. He contributed his own think pieces to the blog, and then I had my think pieces. So we were just this small team of creative individuals, and we just did the thing. We just did it, and it was amazing. It's one of the best things that I've ever done to this day. So that went on for 4 years in total. In our last year of Taco Picasso, by this point, we had gained a lot of attention from interviewing all these different artists. And some people still remember Taco Picasso. Some people don't. It's okay. But we were approached by this local radio station to basically have a broadcast format of our blog. And that was huge for us because we had never done anything like that. And it was just super, super fun. By this point, we added Raina, who was also a photographer doing her thing, and she joined the team. So the podcast consisted of me, Vidal, and Raina, and the name of the podcast was Talk About It. And it was a lot of fun. So Talk About It was a play on the name Taco Picasso, and it was just so much fun. It was so much fun. We did plan to, our season 1 of Talk About It was super successful, got a lot of buzz, and we were gearing up for season 2, but then the pandemic happened. And as y'all know, the pandemic changed a lot of stuff about the world. So we kind of had to go back to the drawing board. Everybody was stuck at home. We couldn't go back to the studio. So we tried to do it just like on Instagram for a while, and that was cool, but I just didn't feel fulfilled anymore doing it. And I kind of lost my drive, I guess. And by this point, I had rebranded Taco Picasso into the Wealthy brand, which I have now. For a brief period, it was called Wealthy Person, changed that name. Now it's Wealthy Media, and now Wealthy Network. Wealthy Media still exists as a visual arts and marketing platform. Wealthy Network, my vision for it is to just be free in my sonic storytelling. So being able to DJ, being able to release not only this series, but more as well. Just having fun with it, just being more free and open and sharing my journeys and stories with the world. I really have a focus on healing. Wealthy, my brand, is spelled with an H. So it's really healthy with a W in front, because the goal with these businesses is not just to make money, but it is really to heal and to encourage others to do the same. Because I feel like where your mind goes, the body follows. And a lot of us, especially living in Detroit, we get caught up in this like hustle culture, grinding, that we forget to take care of ourselves. And that's not the message that I want to put out. No days off, no sleep. That's not what I'm about. I'm very big on my rest. One thing about me is I'm gonna go lay down. So yeah, that is essentially why I'm here. And hopefully y'all mess with it, and we'll go on this journey in this soulful circle. And yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm really excited to be here. I just wanted to tell a little bit about my background and kind of like how I got here and what inspired me to launch this podcast. So that's a little bit about me. What to expect? What can you expect from me? I touched on it a little bit, but the focus of this podcast is really going to be music. It's going to be healing. It's going to be community. It's going to be finance. It's going to be creativity in general. I do plan on bringing in other guests on the podcast that will help me tell the stories that exist already. That's a big part of why I love documentaries and why I love just documenting the culture and being a storyteller. I just feel like there's so much out there. There's so many just wise, amazing, creative, talented people who are one of a kind, who have a wealth of knowledge to share. And just like on Taco Picasso, I don't want this platform to just be about me. There will be times where I'm the only one speaking, but I want to share this platform with others as well. And I'm really excited about it, y'all. I've just, really been praying and asking God to lead me where I should go. And for a while, I was kind of unclear on where that was, but I feel like I'm really getting a clearer vision now. And that excites me. So I guess what really pushed me to go ahead and put this out now, because I was going to wait. I'm such a perfectionist. Like, I have a really specific way that I like things to go, and I want it to look a certain way. And again, the first time I did a podcast, I was at a radio station, and it was a lot bigger than just me sitting here on the couch at home recording it in front of my plants. And I think I just had this, I don't know. I just felt like it was going to be more difficult than it is. And it's literally so simple. Like, I found this software and I just pressed record, and I already had a lot of the equipment that I needed, and I didn't even realize it because a few years ago I just ordered a whole bunch of stuff and didn't do anything with it. It's just been sitting there. So why not? Why not? Why not right now? I have all the knowledge, all the expertise. Sometimes we sleep on ourselves. Like, imposter syndrome is a real thing, and we got to keep that away from us. Like, I'm trying not to speak that over my life anymore because there's no reason for it. There really isn't. I already know that God has blessed me tremendously with these gifts and the vision that I have. Like, I literally be asleep sometimes, and my dreams are like movies. Like, I'm actually going to start writing all my dreams down when I wake up. That's going to be something I get into the habit of because they're so vivid. Like, it's crazy. So yeah, and I want to inspire other people to do the same thing. And I feel like this is the perfect way to do it. So I'm excited about that. And another thought, so recently I've been dealing with some health challenges, and it doesn't feel good. Anybody who deals with health challenges, it's not a good feeling. Sometimes it causes anxiety. Sometimes you have pain, discomfort in your body. It just doesn't feel good. And on Sunday, I tuned into church because I'm not gonna lie, I am a godly woman, but sometimes I gotta straighten it. Sometimes I just don't make it. Sometimes I oversleep. Sometimes I just be tired. But I always try to get my spirit in however I can. Because you don't always have to go to the building to go to church. But thankfully, my service, I go to Triumph. They do stream it. But what he was talking about on Sunday, ironically, was how sometimes God will use your circumstances to reshape you and remold you. I hate that I cannot remember the exact passage. Next time I come on here, I will have the passage. But the story was basically, there was this man who was really sick, and a prophet came in and told him that he wasn't going to recover, that he was going to pass away. And he cried and cried out to God, and God ended up sparing him because he cried out to him. And he said that, because you cried out to me, I'm going to add 15 years to your life. And the message is basically that prayer changes things. And sometimes God will use sickness to reshape you and remold you and to make you better and to make you whole. And that really stuck with me because, y'all, I am not perfect. I am so not perfect. If y'all hadn't seen me a year ago, I was a hot mess. I was not taking care of myself. I was drinking and smoking and just not taking care of myself. I'm gonna be honest. And it led to a lot of issues. And I'm still not perfect. I'm not about to sit up here and act like I'm just like spick and span now, but I have let go of a lot of things that were holding me back. As I am recording this, I am almost 3 months smoke free. I still drink a little bit, but not nearly as much as I did, more so just like in social settings. So I'm just thankful that God has been taking me on this journey. And again, I'm not saying that to like shun anyone who is doing these things, because your journey is your journey at the end of the day. I just know for me, I feel like God really has cleaned me up a lot. He's cleaned me up a lot, and I've been getting more just in tune and trying to listen to what God wants me to do. And I didn't even mean to start preaching out here. That's crazy. But that's, some of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about on this podcast is spirituality and my own testimonies. And I really want those to be helpful to somebody else who might be going through the same things. Because I know I was feeling really, really empty, really, really lost. I was distant from people who I love and who love me. I missed out on opportunities, fumbled a lot of money, just being irresponsible. And I feel like this is really my opportunity to just reset and get refocused. And I'm excited. I'm really excited to be able to do that. So, yeah. I'm really looking forward to just going down this journey with you guys and just telling you more about me and bringing on other amazing people who will help me to learn more about myself as well. And hopefully you guys will get something out of it as well. And that is that. So the last thing that I want to do, and I want to end every episode like this, is the wealthy way. So the segment, The Wealthy Way, is going to be just ending on a good note. It's going to be, I'm going to share one thing or one way, one habit, whatever, what have you, that is going to put me in a wealthy mindset. What's the wealthy way? Wealthy is a state of mind. So my brand is spelled healthy with a W in front. And the reason for that is to, again, reinforce that it's important to take care of yourself. In our society, working and hustling and grinding is often put at the forefront, and we forget that we only have one body, we have one life, and we need to nourish it. And life is short. Life is really, really short, and you just never know how much time you actually have. And for that reason, you have to take care of yourself. You just have to, not only for you, but for the people who love you. So one thing that I am practicing, that's the wealthy way, is honestly just continuing to say no to things that do not serve me. And that includes people, that includes habits, that includes putting myself into these environments that aren't good for me, that aren't serving me. Anything that goes against my highest good, it's not for me. It's not wealthy. And we got to stay wealthy out here, okay? So that is my wealthy way for episode 1. And that's it. I'm going to end it right there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Each episode is going to get better and better. Although I feel like this was pretty good, if I do say so myself. I ain't trying to toot my own horn or nothing like that, but just saying. All right, y'all. That is going to be my time. This is Flexi Lexi signing out of the SoulFULL Circle Podcast. Until next time, stay wealthy.